All right, time for the Mexican Ginger podcast. Anywhere you stream your podcast, you can find us. You can also watch these on our YouTube channel. It's Strawberry and Lizette. This podcast is not intended for younger audiences.
Yes.
Remember when your son started listening to these?
No.
No?
Not really.
Oh.
Recently?
No, this was a couple years ago.
Oh, that was when it was bad.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. Thank you for all the new listeners also. You had something you wanted to start with? You might as well go.
I'm trying to think. Because I feel like, should you start so that I could uplift us after?
All right. I got a couple things, sure. So, the doctor one?
Yeah, because you seem really worked up about that.
So, I forget what happened when I needed to find a doctor. We relocated to Sacramento. I had a great doctor in Seattle. So we relocated to Sacramento. I forget what happened. But I had to get a doctor. And with insurance, they go, cool, here's just a bunch of random clinics. It's like Google, like, I need doctor. They go, here's all the doctor's addresses. Mm-hmm. There's no background checks. I mean, no like ratings, no Yelps, nothing. So
you don't Google them after?
No, it's just too much time. So I found one.
Oh, well, then stop complaining.
I know. I found one. The only one that like was accepting new patients and wasn't going to make me wait like 3-4 months. So I go to this medical clinic in West Sac, not a clinic, but a little center. And when I get there, I'm like, this seems shady. Like, this doesn't seem like a real doctor's office. Like, what is this?
I've seen this movie before.
Yeah. And so I went there, and I think I went there for something, and then it was like real quick, and the lady goes, all right, cool. Well, you can schedule a follow-up visit. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Blew her off, never came back for a follow-up visit. All that to say, we go to donate blood over the summer. I do a test, and they go, yo, you can't donate blood, Strawberry. Your platelets are lower. You have some issue. Mm-hmm. And so I got my fiance telling me I'm anemic. You're telling me there's some other stuff. We had a caller call up. She goes, hey, that's actually pretty serious. Like, you may have like a kidney disease or infection or something. Like I'm relaying the story what the nurse at the blood bank told me. And I'm like, whatever that means. And we had a nurse call up like, it means something serious. Like, go. Yeah. You should go. So I was putting it off. And so I'm like, you know what? We're coming to the end of the year. Like, I'm paying for medical this whole year. Like, I got, with our insurance.
Use it, yeah.
You got to use it. So I scheduled a date. They go, cool, come down 11 o'clock this morning. The day comes. And so they go, what's this for? And I go, look, I want you to run my labs. I'm worried about, I want to know like where I'm at with my labs, get my blood test. I may be anemic. Also, that's probably good for a physical. I need a physical. On top of that, I had this shoulder issue for like a month. I haven't been able to work out because it hurts. Like, it hurts to the point where sometimes my left shoulder, sometimes I have to grab my left hand with my right hand and pull it above me. Like if I'm in the shower, if I'm getting dressed, rather than my left arm going up, I have to reach over, grab my wrist, and pull it up. Like, it really hurts when I rotate it in a certain way.
Sounds like you might just be getting old. Did you think about that?
No, I think I heard it at the gym. And here's my fear. I go to the doctor and I find out I need surgery. Or I go to the doctor and I find out there's a problem. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I'm not going to go. So I go to the doctor. I'm like, please don't tell me it's a tear. Don't tell me it's a rotator. Don't tell me I need surgery. Just please. So I go in there. Doctor walks in, regular street clothes. Like regular street clothes, holding a clipboard. I'm like, where's your name tag?
Where's your white coat?
Where's the white coat? Where's like the scrubs? You have no scrub pants on? Like,
doctors don't wear scrubs.
Oh, okay. And I'm like, oh, okay. And so he's like, hey, I'm Dr. Whatever his name is. Are you? And he looks at his chart. Are you so-and-so? I'm like, yeah. He goes, okay. And he shrugs. He goes, so what's going on? I'm like, shrug. Okay. I go, look, doctor, I need my labs. I need my blood tested. Told him the anemic story. I got a physical that I need to get, plus my shoulder. He goes, okay. This is how fast it goes. He goes, let me see your shoulder. He moves my arm this way. He's like, does this hurt? No. Moves it this way. No. He moves it back a little bit. I'm like, it doesn't hurt, but I can feel a little tension right there, a little discomfort. And I told him sometimes I have to lift up my other arm because it hurts. I think I heard it in the gym, or maybe I was sleeping on it wrong, but it's been a month, doctor. And so he goes, okay, one more time. And it's like he kind of lifts my arm in like a weird thing. I'm like, I can feel it starting to pain, but it doesn't hurt. He goes, okay. Yeah, I think you have tendinitis. And he just leaves it at there. And I go, okay, so.
Are you sure?
I go, so that's why I said, I'm like, so it's tendinitis. I didn't like tear something or pull something. He's like, no. And I go, because I've been working out a lot and I was going heavy. I haven't worked out for 4 weeks because it hurts so much sometimes. He goes, yeah, it's tendonitis. And I go,
so what do I do?
So what do I do? He goes, oh, you could take some, he's like, you could take some Tylenol for it. Maybe he goes, maybe. And then maybe a heat compress. And I go, okay, Tylenol, what if I don't want to like take a bunch of Tylenol? It sounds like it's an inflammatory thing. So maybe some turmeric to battle the inflammation.
Oh, no, they're not going to tell you to take spices and herbs.
And he goes, yeah, that could work. And I go, okay, so how long? Like, when will this come back?
Like, is this? Am I waiting for something to heal? Am I
Yes.
just? Is it? Am I? Do I just have this condition, and you're giving me ways to like deal?
Sure. And I'm asking him, like, it's pulling teeth to get an answer. I'm like, okay, and this is just the shoulder. Like, we just started, Mr. Street Clothes over here. And so I'm like, okay, so I can work out then? And he's like, yeah, but just don't lift anything above the shoulder. I said, okay, so like biceps or, pushing. Yeah, maybe no pushing and maybe do light weights, but nothing like shoulder level or overhead. And I go, okay. He's like, yeah, just rest a little bit. I'm like, all right, whatever. And then he's like, okay. He's like, lay back on the table. And again, I'm in full clothes. And so that's nothing. He walks in. First thing he does is the stethoscope thing. And I'm wearing the same outfit. Mm-hmm. I'm like, should I take my hoodie off? He goes, no, it's okay. He does the stethoscope. Never once tells me big breath in, big breath out, inhale, exhale, nothing.
That's only for the back, I think.
But he did. Front, back. No directions,
Oh.
no instructions. Just da. Okay. I'm like,
Wow, you picked a
All
great
right.
place. Did you try asking for prescription drugs?
this guy's horrible. I should have. Like, hey, what do you got for me? So then,
Find out and then let me know.
so we do the fake stethoscope. We do I think you have tendonitis, maybe pop some Tylenol. And then he goes, okay, lay back. Here's the physical. Lizette, here's the physical. Are you ready?
Okay.
I know you went to nursing
Did
school.
he look down your pants?
No, which I thought he was going to. And I also was worried, like, please just don't put a finger in my butt.
I was going
Like,
to say, did he put his finger in your butt?
I'm like, no fingers in the butts, please. I was so nervous. I'm like, please, no butt fingers. And so he goes, lay on your back. And again, I'm in my full clothes.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, well, this doesn't seem like a butt finger move because I'm in my clothes.
And you're on your back.
And I'm on my back. Maybe
Butt's protected by the bed.
maybe he's going to reach down the
Grab
front of my
your
pants.
dick.
Maybe he's going to grab my dick. I don't know. So I lean back and he pulls the little thing out so my legs stick out.
Uh-huh.
He goes, all right. He goes, take your right leg, pull your knee to your chest. And I go, all right, pull the knee to the chest. Like you're stretching like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
a runner. I'm on my back with my knee to my chest. Does that hurt? Nope. He's like, okay, hold your leg out like in front of you, like hold it off the ground. I go, okay. Does that hurt? Nope. All right, left leg, knee to your chest. Does that hurt? Nope. All right, hold your left knee up. Does that hurt? Nope. Okay, good. Stand up for me. I go, okay. And he goes, just bend over and touch your toes.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, all right. And I can't go all the way. Obviously, I'm not that flexible, but I go down pretty low. And he goes, okay. I'll schedule some labs. I'll get some blood work done. I'm like,
I want to get my blood work done there.
that's the physical? Like, that was the physical. So the shoulder was something else. The shoulder was physical plus. So
Yeah.
shoulder was his own thing. Here's the physical. Stethoscope through my hoodie. Hold your leg up. Can you touch your toes? Luckily, no fingers in the butt. If he would have like, bro.
Yeah.
And so
it's interesting how different doctors do physicals like not the same.
Dude, there was no.
You never know what's coming your way
Yeah.
in a physical. It just depends on like what the doctor wants to do. Maybe he's one of those guys that's like pretending to be a doctor.
I think it's like that massage place I go to at the mall. Like they just make up the move. They just make up the massages as they go.
Yeah, maybe.
This doctor's just making up the physical. He didn't do anything like didn't touch my throat or my lymph nodes. No tongue depressor. No the light in my eye. No thing in my ear. None
Like
of
I've
that.
been to doctors before. This isn't my first rodeo, and you're missing a lot of steps.
He's missing all the steps.
They're supposed to like also feel your stomach, or maybe that's for girls. They like feel our stomach.
He pushed on my stomach and said, "Does this hurt?" I go, "No."
Yeah.
Stomach I think it was my stomach. I'm like, no. So then he goes, all right, so I'm going to order you labs. I'll order blood work. I'm like, well, finally, at least like someone's going to come in and like take my blood. Cool.
You got to go back and do it, huh?
So he comes, so he leaves, and then it's kind of gross, but I'll tell you about this. This is where I thought I was going to get a finger in the butt. he leaves. All right, I'll order some blood work. We'll check your platelet count, your cholesterol, your vitamin D, and like something else. He's like this, and
vitamin
he's like,
D,
and this, and this, and I'm like, yeah, fine, dude. Like, run all my labs, do the stuff.
I always tell them just do everything.
Do everything.
It's been a while. Do everything.
Yeah, and so he comes. So then he leaves. 2 minutes later, he comes back. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna order a stool sample. You'll handle that with the labs. And I go, all
for
right.
What?
He said to check your colon. I'm like,
I don't think I've ever had to do a stool sample.
Me neither. So this is all new. First off, he didn't touch me during my physical. He had me Jane Fonda workout, like touch my toes. And
now
then
you got to
like,
shit in a cup.
Now I got to shit in a cup, which is better than a finger in the butt. Like if this is the option.
But FYI, just so you know, I saw a TikTok of a girl that like she works in like a lab or something like that, and so she's always showing like different
poops.
Well, different like specimens that they have to run tests on.
Ew, okay.
So it'll be like someone's really cloudy pee or someone's really dark pee.
Yes.
And so she did a TikTok with someone's shit.
Ew.
And she basically was just showing. It was like
how is this allowed on TikTok? Okay, go ahead.
Because
it's so gross.
it's
medical.
informative and it's medical.
I know. So gross.
She held up a cup of someone's. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if it was real shit or she was just using like
a model,
for example, or something. But she held up a cup of shit, and it was like a completely full cup of shit.
Oof.
Right?
Yeah.
And she holds up another cup of shit. And all these cups are like full of cups of shit. And then she like holds up another cup of shit, and there's only like a little tiny little like pebble of shit.
Sure.
And she basically was like, "This is all we need. You guys don't need to shit in the cups."
Please, guys.
So
don't give us more than we need.
Right. She was like, "You guys don't need to do a full grown man shit in the cup. Like all we need is like a little scoop. We need a little scoop of shit."
All right.
So I'm letting you know so that you don't fully shit in the cup and then walk in there with a cup of shit.
Oh my
God.
God.
But also look it up and double check.
Okay. So then this is where it gets worse. So then he comes back. He tells me, "Hey, get ready for a stool sample." I'm like, "Okay." So then comes back a couple minutes later, and he hands me like 2 printouts. He goes, "All right, here you go. Take this to the front desk. You know, they'll get you scheduled." And then like some other like printout of something. I'm like, "Okay." So I go to the front desk, and it's 11:20 in the morning. Just want to paint this picture. 11:20.
Oh, so that whole thing was 20 minutes long, your whole appointment?
If that.
Oh.
If that, because obviously there's like the nurse that takes your blood pressure first, and then you're in the waiting room, and then whatever. So then I go. Okay, so I go. She goes, "Oh, are you checking out?" I go, "Yeah." So I give her my paper that it's supposed to make an appointment for blood, and she goes, "Okay." And she hands me a little paper. She goes, "All right, go to this website, schedule your blood test." I go, "Oh, no," because I have my phone out. I'm ready for my calendar. I'm like, "All right, what days can I come back for my blood test?" She goes, "All right, well, go online and schedule it." I'm like, "Oh, is there a way I can like do it now without going home and going online first?" And she goes, "Yeah, go to Quest." I go, I don't know what Quest is. She goes, "Quest is the lab. It's right next door. Just go outside, go down the hall, and go left." And I'm like, "I have to do this? Like, is this IKEA? Like, I have to do everything myself?" I'm like, "That's it?" She goes, "Yeah, that's it." And I go, "Whatever. All right." So I go down. It's 11:20, Lizette. Go down the hallway. I find the lab. I'm like, "All right, cool. There it is." So I go in, and there's a nurse standing as soon as I walk in, she's standing there. She goes, "Yes." And I'm like, "Hi." It's 11:21 in the morning. I'm like, "Hi, I'm here to schedule a blood test." And so she hands me a website. She goes, "Yeah, go online and do it here. We're closing for lunch right now." And I go, No. I'm here now. I didn't know I was going to have to come back for a blood test. Can I just schedule with you right now so I know like what date to come back? She goes, we're going to lunch right now. Just do it on this website." Hands me a paper. And I go, "All right." I get into my Uber at 11:24. So I check in at 11. I run through all that, and by 11:24, I'm on my way home to make my own appointments and to find out who's going to stick a needle in me and what cup do I need to poop in. Like, it was the worst. Like, that couldn't have been a physical. That could not have been a real doctor's appointment.
I would find a new doctor.
I'm fully finding a new doctor.
Yeah.
Like, I need to go to a real doctor.
Where I go, like, if they order labs or if I want labs done or whatever, I just take my paper to the front desk.
Yeah.
And then I like just check in for the lab, which is in the lobby, but on the other side. And then they give me a number, and it's like the DMV. It's like a screen with numbers and letters, and you just wait for your number to be called. You go in, get your blood drawn, and then you leave. It's all the same day.
Yeah. So I go home, I create an account for Quest, and I looked at, all right,
Oh, you're going back.
well, I need to get my blood done. And I'm like, hey, yes, I want to find out what's up with my blood. And they go, all right, is it for A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or is it for like other tests? And I'm like, no, not this one, like other tests. And they go, cool, see you Thursday at like whatever time in the morning. And it says, if you need to fast for 12 hours, like find out, ask your doctor. I'm like, nobody told me if I need to fast or not. So I have to call back the doctor tomorrow or call the blood bank and be like, I got some test Thursday that I thought I was supposed to get Tuesday. The original thing that I signed up for. Like, do I need to fast? Like, dude, it's the worst. It's the worst.
I'm sure you could look it up online.
I'm going to have to. But it's like, that can't be a real doctor.
Yeah.
I think I went to like, I don't know what I went to.
Yeah. I don't know what you went to either.
Hold your legs out. You're fine. Yeah?
Yeah. That's wild.
It's wild. So mad. I just hate everything about going to doctor. It sucks. Like I didn't feel like anything happened today.
It's just so hassly.
It's such a hassle.
And I hate that, like, I remember being small and being sick and being able to just see the doctor and get what I need.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, we don't have any openings until February of 2027. Like, what the fuck do you mean?
I know. That's what took me so long to go to the doctor finally.
It's like, what are you even here for then? Like, so now I'm stuck going to, I don't even know if this is a normal thing or if everyone does it, but now every time something's wrong and I need something, I go to urgent care.
Urgent care, yep.
Does everybody do that?
I did that a couple of times.
It's like I go to urgent care for everything for me and my son. The only time I see our doctor is for our prescriptions because urgent care doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
But you're paying like $100 or something like that at urgent care, right? Urgent care is not cheap. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
All right, I have one more thing, but I can wait. What you got?
Okay, well, let's lighten up the mood a little bit before we start getting real dark.
Okay.
I was just thinking about this the other day when I was driving. I was drinking a Red Bull. And they have this new flavor. It's like a berry vanilla flavor, and it's like so fucking good, right? And I was thinking, you know how there's a Coke factory? There's a Coke factory in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And you can go, and they have all these different weird flavors of Coke that you can go and try.
Yeah.
I was like, there should be a Red Bull factory where we can go and try all these different kinds of flavors of Red Bull. It'd be so good.
I am Googling it right now. That's a great idea. Keep going.
And then I thought, I wonder if I asked Strawberry what a factory of what there should be. Like, what would his dream factory be?
You know, first off, there's a place. When we were in Seattle, there's a place called Theo's Chocolate. They make great chocolate. I did a factory tour of Theo's, and they give you so many free samples. But I've always wanted to go to Hershey, Pennsylvania, because you could tour all the Hershey's factories, and they have the freshest candy. You know how sometimes you'll get Twix?
Yeah, but do they just like show you how they make the chocolate? Like, I'm talking about like a drink with a bunch of different flavors of things that you could like only get there.
Gotcha. I went to the Jameson factory before. Went to the Guinness factory.
Okay, not ones that exist.
I know. I'm trying to think of something else. Flavors. I don't drink soda. Milkshake. If there's a milkshake factory and you can, like, hey, what do you want? Give me a peanut butter milkshake with chocolate chips in it.
But I feel like you can,
berry milkshake.
Like, people make those. Or you can even make that yourself. Like, you can't go home and make a raspberry flavored Coke.
No.
Or like a fucking green lime and orange flavored Coke. Like, that's shit. You have to go to the Coke factory and only they have it.
I don't drink soda, so none of that interests me.
You used to drink soda?
I used to drink a crap ton of soda.
Okay, well, this isn't as interesting as I thought it'd be. You're really killing the vibe.
Have you had, what do they call it? Italian sodas?
Yeah, the Red Bull Italian sodas from Mercury.
Yes, but without the Red Bull in it. Like
No.
where they take the pumps of those flavorings.
The syrup.
And then they make the whatever carbonated water. Those are good because they actually taste syrupy. Mm-hmm. I'm down with those.
And then, have you ever put a Red Bull in it?
No.
So good.
I'm sure it was.
So good.
Sure
God, I miss those so much.
Milkshake Factory, though. I'm down to go to a Milkshake Factory. All right. Did you look up Red Bull Factory Tour?
No, they exist.
This is Red Bull Racing. Red Bull Racing Factory.
I don't want to
Tour.
go to like a Red Bull factory and like read the history of Red Bull. Like, I want there to be dispensers of flavors of Red Bull that do not exist, like at the Coke factory.
Yeah.
You know,
there is a Red Bull factory, but I'm trying to find out where.
I thought it made it up in my head. I didn't know it existed.
Red Bull but see, I gotta look into this because it keeps saying, energy drink factory. Here goes. Oh, did you know it's located in Austria and the Swiss Alps?
Oh wow, my Red Bull's so exotic.
It's imported. You have an imported exotic drink. Other than that, it's a big like racing tour.
Okay.
All
right. Let's get dark now.
Yeah.
Do you think
Austrian? Yeah. Go ahead.
Now that Trump is elected, do you think he's going to free Diddy or pardon him or whatever the fuck?
Right off the bat, no. Well, see, hold on. Also, this is his second term, so he doesn't care. He's not like going for re-election, so he can do whatever he wants because he's not worried about in 4 more years re-electing.
Right.
What's in it for him? Let's figure this out. What's in it for him?
See, that's where I was going.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I was like, I think they're friends, right? Diddy and Trump. So, like, sure, Diddy maybe could call in a favor and, like, maybe Trump would do it. But then also at the same time, I was like, I don't think he's going to pardon Diddy without there being something in it for him.
Exactly.
Or without there being something that he needs to save himself from.
I was going to say, because before Trump was political, he was a huge celebrity just by being a famous rich guy. He was a famous rich guy in New York who used to hang out with all the celebs. And before all these stories about Diddy's and freak-offs, like Diddy was the biggest celeb in New York, and every celeb wanted to be near Diddy. He was like the biggest celeb. So you have those two stars colliding, big celeb.
Of course they were partying together.
Of course they were partying, but did they do like these shady parties?
So I'm thinking like, I feel like Diddy would have to be like, look, I feel like you have the power to pardon me. If you do, then I will keep A, B, and C
quiet.
Secret.
Nobody's going to know about the tape that you're on.
Nobody will know about this. Nobody will know about that. Like, no matter what happens, we'll keep this under wraps. Like, we'll keep your name out of it. Because he's already on the list.
Who is?
Remember, Trump is.
He's on the Diddy list?
He's on a list that was going around. I don't think it was like a formal list, but he is on a list that was going around of celebrities that were at, I can't remember if it was like were at Diddy parties or if they were celebrities that like partied with or were known to party with Diddy. I don't remember like the title of this list, but there was a list of names that came out. Maybe it was like a freak off party list or something. There was a list of names that came out and Trump was on it. I don't know who made the list. I don't know where the list came from. I don't know if it's real, but he's on it. Even if he wasn't on this list, I would like, you would still assume you would know, you know?
Would he free Diddy? I think if he does, it would be more telling. Like, oh, really? With everything that you can do politically, you're going to free this guy who is in jail accused of having underage situations and traffickings. I think it's really telling. What I think Trump would do was kind of like infiltrate the process, like have something thrown out of court or like declared a mistrial, without Trump saying like, I pardon Diddy. I think he would lean on a lot of his political friends and judges and be like, yo, this trial doesn't sentence him. You figure out a way to like dismiss this. I think so.
Yeah, maybe.
I think so. I think so.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
Now staying on this Diddy train.
Okay. No pun intended.
No pun intended. I watched a movie last night.
Yeah.
It's called Blink Twice. It's streaming on Prime. You do have to rent it. It's not free.
Okay.
But it's so good. Channing Tatum is in it. He's one of the stars. It's directed by Zoe Kravitz.
Wait, who did Channing Tatum just break off the engagement with? Wasn't
Zoe
it?
Kravitz.
Okay, I thought so. Okay.
I don't know if this movie was ever streaming like in theaters or anything like that. But anyway, so watched the movie last night, and immediately when this movie, by the way, it's been out for a while, but if you haven't seen it, this is definitely is going to be a whole bunch of spoilers of the movie. If you do plan on still watching it, it is really good. Then just like fast forward this part. But I'm going to tell you why I think this movie's about Diddy.
You think Blink Twice is about Diddy?
I think it's about Diddy.
Okay.
Just listen to these clues, okay? So the premise of this movie is Channing Tatum is like a billionaire, right? He's this really, really rich guy, super powerful. He has been abusive of his power. I think like assault allegations and like abusive towards women and things like that. So this movie starts with Channing Tatum filming a public apology video.
Okay. So something already went down already.
Right.
Got it.
Right off the bat, I was like, that was very Diddy. Like, what the fuck?
Okay.
Like, it's like fucking word for word, frame by frame. Like, it was Diddy's apology video.
Okay.
I haven't compared the two actually, but like, if you watched it,
Diddy.
if you watched it, you would be like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. Because he's like, I would like to apologize. There's no excuse for my actions. I sought therapy and blah, blah, blah. Like straight up the same apology video that Diddy put out.
Yeah.
So we're watching it and we're like, that was very Diddy, but okay, continue to watch the movie. They're at this like gala charity event or something like that. And these two girls that were servers sneak into like formal party dresses and they go wander around the party. They bump into Channing Tatum. I forgot his name in the movie. They bump into Channing Tatum and they start like kikiing and they're drinking. And basically they're like, hey, me and all my rich friends are going to hop on my jet and go to my private island. Like, do you guys want to come hang out with us? And they're like, okay, yeah. So they hop on this jet and go to this private island.
Yeah.
He has like a house there and a bunch of rooms and like everyone has their own room and their own bathrooms and they spend days in this island just like getting fucked up. They're doing drugs. They're all partying and having fun.
Yeah.
And, right. And long story short, again, huge spoiler. The girl that was one of the servers, there's a black girl and then there's a white girl. The white girl goes missing, right? She disappears like off this island. And when the black girl's like, hey, where's so-and-so? Everyone's like, who the fuck are you? I think her name was Jess. Where's Jess? Where's Jess? Everyone, the other girls that were there are like, who the fuck is Jess? Like, we don't know who you're talking about. She's like, you don't remember my friend that I came here with? And they're like, no, like, what the fuck?
What?
So she disappears. Nobody knows who Jess even is. Like, they don't even remember another person being there. So the black girl's like, something's fucking going on, right?
Yeah.
She finds out that the perfume that Channing Tatum put in all their bathrooms, all the girls were getting ready and they're spraying this perfume that's just like left there in their rooms, right? The perfume has like something in it that makes them forget.
Oh, hell no.
It makes them not remember anything. And so the girls would spray the perfume on like in the morning and then they would go out and like they'd all meet and they'd have brunch. There's like servants walking around constantly just pouring champagne. They're smoking weed. They're fucking taking like drops of some hallucinogens.
Sure.
And partying, right? So she realizes the perfume makes them forget and she stops wearing the perfume and then she starts remembering everything that she was forgetting and comes to find out that all the men on the island with them are brutally raping all of them every single night. And the girls have no like recollection of anything. But she starts getting flashbacks of being like beat and the girls kept like, oh shit, look at that bruise on your arm. How'd you get it? And they're like, oh no.
Just partying.
Like, yeah, really weird. Like, I don't know. And they're just keeping them super fucked up and they're keeping them high. They don't even know how long they've been on this island. Like days and days have passed and nobody knows what day it is. Like they have no fucking idea, right? Her and another girl like are kind of working together to try to get to the bottom of things. And she's like, we need our cell phones. We need our cell phones. All their cell phones got taken when they first got to the island. So she's like, the boys went on like a fishing trip. I'm going to go break into his loft and find our cell phones. When they get back, like yelled fat blunts, and then I'll hear you and I'll know that I need to get the fuck out. So she's looking for their cell phones, and she stumbles into this room that's like, it's like a white wall that looks all lit up, and there's a bunch of red gift bags like all lined up against the wall. There's like rows and rows of these red gift bags. And then right away we think,
baby oil.
That's the baby oil.
Yep.
And in these gift bags is all each like a perfume in each of these gift bags. We're like, oh fuck, that's the baby oil. Like, remember that rumor that Diddy was putting shit in the baby oil to like drug people so that he can do whatever the fuck he wanted? And so there, again, right there. And then the whole like islands being off in a secluded island and just everyone just fucking every night. And it's like really brutal and nobody remembers anything. It's like, freak offs. Like,
when did that movie come out? Is it like, does the timeline work?
It's fairly new. I don't know when it came out. Let me look this up.
I'm on board. I'm on board with that movie aligning up with...
You motherfucker, because I just told you everything about the movie.
What? No, you talking to me or your laptop? Who are you yelling at?
It came out... I'm talking to you.
No, I'm on board with that.
It came out in August.
I'm on board with all of it being about Diddy. I agree with you is what I'm saying.
It came out in August.
Mm-hmm.
And... there's also like this guy with a Polaroid camera that's taking pictures of everyone the entire trip. And she also stumbles upon like boxes of these Polaroids. Like they've been doing this shit for like years and years and years. And all the men are in on it. All the men are, obviously they're not the ones wearing the perfume. The girls are. So like, they know what they're doing. They know the girls aren't going to remember. They do whatever the fuck they want. The girls start remembering, and it's like everyone starts killing each other, and it gets really bad. But it was such a good movie. It was such a good movie, and I really feel like it's about Diddy.
Huh. That's good. Mm-hmm. That's good. All right. I got one last thing. Is your list done? Or you got one more?
I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay. What would you call it?
Gay.
How am I going to say this? All right, if somebody's at a football game.
Okay.
And they get naked and they run across the field, what would you call that?
Streaking.
Exactly. And what would you call it if some goofball in all of his clothes just jumps onto the field and runs across the field?
I feel like there is a name for it, but I don't know what it is. Just like a runner, a crazy fan or something like...
Yeah. I think streaking initially
there is a word for it, but I can't remember. Let me try to Google and find the word that I'm thinking of.
Google it, because here's my issue. First off, I love it when people run across the field, whether it's a baseball game or a football game or a soccer game, and I know that they won't show it on TV. I love streakers. Problem is, I think to be a streaker, you have to be naked. You can't just be somebody with...
Yeah, you have to be naked.
With a message on your shirt or like something painted on your body. Like, I think you have to be naked. There was the Canadian Football League. They have their version of the Super Bowl. It's called the Grey Bowl. There was a woman with boots and a necklace, and that's it. Nothing else. Mm-hmm. She was wearing boots and a necklace, fully naked, ran across the field. She was a streaker. She was apprehended by the police. She was for sure a streaker.
It looks like it's called a pitch invasion, field storming, rushing the field, or rushing the courts. This is not anything that I thought it was, so never mind.
So she's a streaker. She went old school. She went traditional, classic streaking. Everybody else who runs across the field at a 49ers game or a Giants game or whatever.
You got to do it in a trench coat and then just whip your dick out.
That just hurt my tendonitis shoulder doing that too. Yeah, people call fully clothed runners, they call them streakers. And I think that dilutes the name. That dilutes the title.
You're only a streaker if you're naked.
You're not allowed to call yourself a streaker if you're like, oh, did you see me run across the field?
You didn't earn that title.
No, I had a silly phrase written on my chest.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we got to stop calling them streakers. That's it. That's all
Agreed.
I got.
All
Okay,
right.
good. We agree. We agree that Channing Tatum is Diddy, and you have to be naked to streak.
There you go.
There it is. All right, thank you for streaming the podcast and for watching on our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Instagram at Strawberry and Lizette.
I'm at Lizette Love, LIZETTELOVEE.
I am at Strawberry Radio. We will talk to you next time.
Oh, yeah.
Peace.